Welcome to another Demarcation Media Mega Construx review. We've kind of talked the unreleased slash maybe canceled, probably canceled stuff to death at this point, so I'm not going to go into a lot of details, but today's video I'm just going to be showing you guys all of the canceled slash unreleased figures that I have managed to amass over the last couple years. So without any further ado, let's just jump in and get right to the figures. So the first figure is this little guy in here. I've been keeping him in this display case because this was a confirmed unreleased, like he's never going to be released. I don't really know why they made him, but it's a Zvezda in this lilac pink color. Very cool. I've showed him off before. I did a whole video on him. He's got some great parts. I really love how he looks. He's not hugely special other than his color, but I just really like it. And I'm sad he never released because the color is just so perfect. And also, in here, I think I've shown this guy off before. This is an unreleased thing that I got from Simon over at the Domain. This is not really like any controversial, oh, they should have released it. This was a little figure that they used for a display at a Comic-Con, I believe, or a toy fair years ago. They were never supposed to be made available to the public, but Simon was gifted a few, and so he sent one to me, and he now lives in here. The little hunter, not Simon over at the Domain. I don't think I have enough air in here for him. This is another one you guys have seen many times before, but I just wanted to take a second to show it off again. This is the SPI in green. I gave him a little backpack. A lot of new molds for this one. He was supposed to have come in the modular observation post. I still currently have 3. I did have like 12 at one time, but they have all since gone to other collectors. This is not my favorite of all the figures. It's pretty high up there, but I am the most sad that this one doesn't seem to be releasing, because this is the one that I know a lot of people are most wishing for, because, I mean, everybody loves this armor. Even though it's not exactly the way SPI was in the books, Mega just did such a good job, and I feel it's such a waste that they are never, or seemingly never, letting these figures see the light of day. This one is my actual favorite, though. This is the Sierra Mirage SPI, and I actually ended up getting this coating, and I can play as this in-game, and I think it looks sick. There is definitely a few issues with this armor, like the belt is too big, but overall, I don't really think it hurts the figure as a whole. I love the visor on here. I pair him with a little pistol a lot of the times. I love the asymmetry, a lot of print going on. And I currently have 2 of these fellas, which is pretty cool. They are my favorite. I would have gotten more if I could, but I never got the chance to. The only of the SPIs that I'm missing is the blue steel one. I borrowed that one for a little bit to show it off in another video. That was all the SPIs, but that was since sent home, and I have not come across another blue steel one for sale at all, just anywhere for any price. This figure was supposed to come in the Fireteam Ruby set, and he is, again, one I've shown off before. He's pretty cool. He's got print on multiple facets here. It is the Stormfall helmet, but I gotta admit, this figure kind of made me like that helmet, as goofy as it is. I love the chest plate there. The pink is awesome. I put one of the newer, like the smaller plasma rifles on here because it's less chance of breaking that stupid mechanical hand. I hate that. That's the only downside to this figure. Otherwise, it's just so well produced. It's produced to like Halo Heroes level, like just the amount of print I feel like is on par with Halo Heroes for sure. This guy I think was the most common for a while. This is the Fireteam Cobalt Halo Reach Recon, and he has less going on, but he does have the print for the bullets. He's got print on the back of his hands. Mega started doing that more as they kind of ramped down their sets. He's got plenty of printing on the head and on the little, like, whatever you want to call that, the scarf. No print for the bag on the back, though. That's a little odd. But yeah, overall, it's a great figure because he fits in perfectly with other Reach stuff. Like, yes, he's got a lot of detail, but he doesn't look out of place, in my opinion. It's not too much to not match with the older figures. I still get people asking me where I got the Master Chief mold, the new one, and this is supposed to have been in Fireteam Cobalt as well. they revamped the helmet entirely. They've already reused this chest plate in multiple spots. They made it a while back, and they made the shoulders a while back, but they finally completed it with the helmet. And unfortunately, we probably won't ever get that chief using this mold, but Kevin, the head designer at Mega, or he was the head designer at Mega, I believe he's with Mattel Brick Shop now. But yeah, he said next time we make a chief, that'll be when we update it. But, well, when's that gonna be? But yeah, overall, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I have literally no complaints. And it's also got like some of the best head articulation we've seen in a Mega figure ever. And then of course I have the red variant as well. He does have back of the hand printing. I did forget to show that on the other dude. He does have back of hand printing. But yeah, the red one, I don't know which one I like better. I love red, but the blue one looks really good. I like having them together. I think that's a great pairing. Again, all the same parts, minimal printing, but this is such a good figure. Mold-wise, it doesn't need a ton for printing. That head is, again, beautiful. Mega's prints were getting sharper and sharper and sharper, and that's another reason why I'm so sad. They were like perfecting their figure art, and then they just ended. I don't have any extras of these anymore. I had a lot for a while, but the only other one that I have is a dyed one that's purple now, and I'm struggling to keep the head purple. That's a whole separate story. But yeah, I love this figure. He's really cool. And the thing that prompted me to make this video, I got this shipment of skewers in. I never managed to get any of the other weapons. Like, I guess there's really only the Stalker rifle. I never got the Stalker rifle, and I missed out on the skewers at first, and then they restocked them, and there's a lot of stock. And I'm gonna be honest, I think that they're either early production runs that were stolen or just straight up bootlegs. I'm 100% sure that the Spike is bootleg, because Mega's version of these parts were always very soft. These are like hard and slightly sandy feeling. So I think these might be bootlegs or early production runs, because the detail's a little soft. And you can see here, this is a Ravager versus an early production run Ravager. You see how mushy the details are? It's like they couldn't quite get things right. And that's what I feel like with these a little bit. However, it is good enough that I'm quite happy with it. Like I said, there's just some like texturing and softness that I think for an official they probably would have ironed out. I also got this one with the little saggy knife on the end. That's also not something we typically see from Mega. However, I don't know, it's possible that they could do that. But yeah, I don't really believe that these are like legit. I believe that they were basically what the Series 17 figures were, which is they took Mega's molds and they just put their own plastic in it, and this is what came out. This is pretty solid. I'm actually quite pleased with this. If there's any left, I'll put the link down in the description and in the pinned comment. But yeah, skewers galore now. And even if they're bootleg, I quite like them. Well, there you have it. That is my entire canceled / unreleased figure lineup. There are definitely a few that I'm missing, because I'm missing basically the other two halves of Fireteam's Ruby and Cobalt. I did look at the Blue Steel SPI, so I'm like, I'm not really too stressed about finding him. I know there's like a was it Firefall and Mark 7 as well, and then a teal Gungnir. Those are ones I'm not stressed about. However, if you're watching this video and you either have access to or know of somebody who has access to the Golden Yoroi, please let me know. I am 100% willing to swap a green SPI for one, or honestly, if you just know somebody who would be willing to lend it to me so I can cover it in a video, I would also love to be able to do that, because I have found very, very little info about him out there. I've not really seen anybody show him off that well. So if you happen to have a lead, please let me know. In the meantime, I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this. What do you think about the stuff that's like kind of bootleg showing up on eBay? What do you think about the lack of communication on these? And what do you think about the fact that there are some figures that were just straight up canceled? Which, that's another thing. If you have a lead on the tan Anubis, the Tahuna Sands one, orange and tan, let me know about that as well. If you have one and would be willing to lend it to me for a video, that would be amazing. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.